subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
Let's get it cracking. Well, let everybody get on in here. And let's get the party started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the late night party started. All right. You guys know what time it is. It is that time, ladies and gentlemen, right here on the Tariq Space. You know what time it is. We're relatively early. Usually I'm on at like 11:30. I'm on early right now. What's going on, man? Y'all come on in the room. Welcome everybody to the joint. Let's get this thing going. How many folks we got in here in the first 10 seconds? Got almost 200 people in the first 10 seconds, so it's going to be a doozy, I feel. I feel this is going to be a doozy. Shout out to everybody coming on in here. Let me give a shout out to some of the regulars before I get cracking. Sophia, I see you. Rashonda, I see you. Let's go on down different. I see you. What's up, player? Big Fox, I see you, player. Big Dog. Percy Earl. Now CJ, not CJ, got the Fat Albert drug dealer picture. Oh, that's funny. CJ got the Fat Albert drug dealer picture. All right, shout out to everybody in here. So let's get it in, man. Um, before what's up, Nikki the God? I see you, dear. Before we get into the election for tomorrow, got to give a rest in power to the legend Quincy Jones. Got to give a very special rest in power to the legendary Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones passed. 91 years old, major legend in the game. That brother produced everybody. Quincy Jones has been around producing since the 1950s. He worked with Dizzy Gillespie, Frank Sinatra, Diane Carroll, Aretha Franklin, Stevie, Michael, just everybody, just everybody. Quincy Jones been around for a long time, very well respected. He's basically the godfather of the music industry. He scored many movies, television shows. You know, that theme from Austin Powers is called Soul Bossa Nova. That theme song, he produced that in 1962. He produced the song, the theme song for Sanford and Son. Just a legend all around. He produced the biggest selling album in the world, Michael Jackson Thriller. Just a phenomenal talent. Speaking of Thriller, right after Halloween, around Halloween, a lot of the Thriller sales shoot up. People are still doing that Thriller routine from what was that video? 83? The video came out in 83. People are still doing that routine. Quincy and Michael and those dudes, they stepped the game up so high, they raised the bar extremely high. Because Thriller to this day is literally like the best music video ever. No video has topped Thriller. No dance choreography sequence has topped that Thriller sequence at all. Nothing has been more iconic than that 1983 Thriller dance sequence put together by Michael Jackson and Michael Peters. That was the choreographer. Michael Peters worked with Quincy Jones and others in The Wiz. He was from New York, and he died, and I want to say he died in 94. Michael Peters died in 94 of AIDS complications. Phenomenal dancer. He was like really the world's first video choreographer. A video choreographer wasn't a thing. So these guys really kicked in the doors in so many ways. So Michael Peters, he was the first established video choreographer. And they did phenomenal things. They just made history. And going back to Quincy put a lot of folks on, discovered a lot of people. Tevin Campbell, Albie Shore. A lot of folks forget he kind of discovered Albie Shore, Saida Garrett, just a whole bunch of people. And um, Tevin Campbell, everybody, just everybody. So Will Smith, he was the one who hooked Will Smith up with the TV show Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That was Quincy Jones made that happen. A lot of folks don't know that. Quincy Jones made that happen. Quincy just like Will, he was like, hey, we're gonna audition you at my house right now. I got the president of NBC right here. Just start auditioning. And Will was like, hey man, I don't, I'm gonna need some time. I don't really, I'm not really prepared. This is kind of putting me on the spot. He's like, well, we can schedule a meeting and people are they won't come to the meeting later or the schedules will be conflicted or whatever, or you can just take 10 minutes and do the shit now. So Will just practiced for about 10 minutes, went out there, auditioned. The rest is history. Got the show, became one of the biggest movie stars in the game. That was Quincy Jones hooking that up. Yes, man. A phenomenal guy. Nobody has ever said, you don't see nobody really talking bad about Quincy Jones for somebody who's been around for so long. That man's been around for decades and nobody really says anything or has anything bad to say about him. So that's power right there. So shout out to Quincy Jones. But let's get into what we're talking about tonight or today, however you're listening to this. The big election is tomorrow, family. The big election is tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Who are you guys supporting tomorrow? Let me know who you guys are supporting tomorrow. I like to hear some of the MAGAs and the K Hive. I like to hear from everybody. Who are you supporting? And if people are listening to the playback today, who are you supporting today? Because I hate to put a date on the broadcast. CJ, what's happening, CJ? You can unmute your microphone. That'd be great.
What's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing, CJ?
Good, good. Just watching this last Trump rally. It's pretty cool, man. Pretty wild stuff to watch.
What city is he in right now?
He's in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's his last rally ever.
Oh, okay, yeah. What's the what are the poll numbers right now in the swing states?
I guess it depends on whose polls you're watching, you know. I
Right.
mean,
That's true.
it, everybody has a different opinion, you know. I mean, and do polls even matter that much? I mean, how often have they even been accurate in the past couple elections? You got to ask yourself.
Yeah, but it kind of gives a general idea, but you know, um, there's a lot of room for error, but it kind of gives people a general idea, but still remember when Hillary was up in the polling, she still lost against Trump. So that's why I wanted to know what the swing states are saying because that's the important thing, those battleground states.
Yeah, I mean it matters, but it matters at the end of the day. It could matter. It could be completely wrong. Like it could be a completely Hillary situation. I think it was pretty wrong in 2022. It was kind of pulling towards Trump, or 2020 was trying to pull in towards Trump, and this time. So I think it's anybody's game right now.
Yeah,
Uh, Possible fraudulent activity could change things.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
each side's kind of saying the other side's going to cheat if they win, and then they say you can't say there was cheating when you lose, and then the other side says you can't say cheating, and then now they're arresting people that say they're cheating when there's cheating going on when there's not cheating going on. So it's a hairy game.
yeah. It's gonna be heavy tomorrow. It's gonna be very interesting. It's a very interesting election. Very, very interesting. So this is gonna be heavy. We got Gabriel. Oh, we got the DNC guy. Oh, we got somebody from the DNC. We got Gabriel in here. Gabriel, I already know where you. How you doing, Gabriel?
How you doing, Tariq, man?
Man,
I'm
so
excited, man. I don't think I'm sleeping tonight.
oh man, I can imagine, man. So what are they saying over at the DNC? What's the consensus there?
Hey, nothing. It's just like we're excited for tomorrow. We think Kamala is gonna eke it out. We think there's a path in all seven swing states for her to win. I think the turnout in Georgia is looking very promising for her, especially in the metro Atlanta areas and the suburbs are looking good for her. White women, I think, are going to turn out for Kamala at like a huge level. Trump hurt himself with that Puerto Rico comments with the Latinos, so I think
Mm.
we got this. I think we got this.
Now, in some of the polling, even some of the left leaning pollings I've seen, the swing states is kind of rough for Kamala. Trump is kind of
I mean,
etching etching ahead in those swing states. How did the DNC feel about that?
I don't know what left leaning polls you're looking at, but I know like the A rated like New York Times Siena poll that came out, the final one, had Kamala up in the swing states. I know the Ann Seltzer poll, which is a good like guide on how Kamala's going to perform in the Rust Belt. It had her 3 points up in Iowa, a state that Trump won by 9 points. And Ann Seltzer, her Iowa poll is never wrong by like more than 5 or 6 points.
Hmm.
So if she's wrong by like 5 or 6 points, that's Trump is done. He's cooked. So I think I think abortion, him what he did on January 6th, him just being Trump. I think a lot of people he has alienated a lot of people in the suburbs, and that's going to show up tomorrow. So that's
And
I
why do you
think we
think
feeling good.
why do you think he alienated people in the suburbs?
I mean, like in a state like Pennsylvania, like remember when he ran in the primaries when Nikki Haley dropped out? She was not even in the race. 150,000 people voted for Nikki Haley when she was not even in a race against Donald Trump. And a lot of those votes came out in the suburbs. And you will notice those trends when Joe Biden beat him in 2020.
Mm.
Now, those trends, Philly's gonna like. I want to see how black people is gonna turn out in Philly because that's gonna be like a big like indicator whether Kamala does well in like Pennsylvania. But on top of Philly, you got like white affluent areas that Trump like people just hate him over there because he's too crass. They care about abortion and like the democracy stuff. So like Northampton County, Chester County, Berks County, Bucks County, if Kamala Harris is performing very well in there and in Western PA, like Pittsburgh and like this county called Erie County and Wisconsin, you got Milwaukee and the Milwaukee suburbs.
Hmm.
She's gonna get it. And College Town in Madison, Wisconsin, that's a very big. If Kamala Harris is getting like north of 75%, which is the second biggest county in Wisconsin, Dane County, which has the capital Madison, she's gonna do very well. And in my home state of Georgia, Atlanta's gonna turn out for her. You got the Atlanta suburbs, Gwinnett, Cobb, if she does well in those areas, she could get it. And if she wins Georgia and North Carolina, Trump is cooked. She only needs one of those. But she doesn't need any of those to win. But if she gets one of those, Trump is
But
cooked. So she has multiple paths.
outside of Atlanta, Georgia's pretty red now. Outside of it,
Yeah, it is though. But I'm talking about like the metro Atlanta suburbs, like the Cobb County, the Gwinnett County, the Cab, uh the Clayton counties, like the outside of the Fulton County area. So if you get that turnout on top of Metro Atlanta County, and especially in Savannah and Augusta, those outside cities that are very blue area, you got Athens. She could- Kamala is poised to do good there because turnout is already very much high in Georgia. It very much is going to surpass the 2020 total, and we know what Biden did in 2020.
mhm.
So,
um,
so
um, okay, so
how
I'm
you
looking.
how you
So,
feeling for this election? Did you decide who you're going to vote for, or are you still on the couch?
I don't know. The couch is looking pretty good, but
Come on home, man.
oh shit, I ain't messing. I'm damn sure not rocking with no Kamala.
Come on,
But
she's from your state too.
yeah, but yeah, I'm looking at some of the swing states. Pennsylvania, they're neck and neck in Pennsylvania. The New York Times says. New York Times. Let me see. North Carolina, Harris is up a couple of points.
I think it had her up in Georgia or
But they,
tied too.
but but another poll has Trump up, so it's all over the place.
Yeah,
So
but yeah, it is. It's going to be a close race, and Emerson is more right leaning. I will say,
yeah,
Emerson's more right leaning. I will say that's
right.
why, like I pointed out that Iowa poll that had her up three because the person that did the Iowa poll, she nails that freaking state. She nails it
Mm,
since like 2000. She when Hillary Clinton was going up against Obama in 2008, she nailed Obama coming out of nowhere. So she's been right for a couple decades now. So either she's just really wrong, or Trump is cooked.
yeah,
So.
Michigan, New York Times, they got them both tied. Emerson has Harris up 50%, Trump
I'm
48%.
actually not worried about Michigan because the Detroit area, like they've been the black people in Detroit have been turning out. That's like been the best urban area in the battleground states for Kamala Harris. And College Town, where University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, they've been turning out. So I'm really not worried about Michigan.
Yeah, in Georgia, now that's again, I'm looking at the swing state stats right now. Currently, New York Times has Harris 48%, Trump at 47%, but Emerson has Trump at 50% and Harris at 49. So it's close. It's basically
Yeah,
a
of course, it's close. Like Trump, Trump could very well win tomorrow. Like I'm not saying it's gonna be 100% like Kamala Harris, but I just like the position we're currently in a state like Georgia. If Democrats are gonna win Georgia, we're doing what we did in 2020. We do how we got Warnock across. Kamala's doing what she needs to do in this state, and if she wins a state like Georgia in the South, it's over, bro. It's
but
over.
but here's the thing, she's not doing as good as Hillary was doing, and Hillary lost.
What do you mean? I mean, I think posters have gotten better at like gauging. Posters have gotten better at how to grade Donald Trump, because like I brought up that Iowa poll earlier. She knows how to poll Donald Trump. She's done it well, successful twice. And the thing is about Hillary. Hillary was very unpopular when she ran. They were
Mhm.
both very unpopular. But Kamala Harris, like she either has like an approval rating or like at worst she's at -1 favorability rating. So she's like her favorables are like 10 points higher than Hillary was back in the day. And you can see in congressional polling and like local polling, especially in like Pennsylvania, like the Trump surge, I'm not seeing that really now. So I think Kamala's in a better position than Hillary was, even though the polls do seem closer.
Right, right. Let's get Suntanned in real quick. Suntan.
Thank you, Tariq. Before I just want to compliment you. I think you run the best spaces, most entertaining and informative spaces out there. So I enjoy it a lot.
Thank you so much. Go ahead, brother.
Uh, uh, I'm voting for Trump for anti-establishment reasons. I think the only way we can punish the establishment. I'm not a Republican, and I voted for Trump. And I'm an immigrant too, so
Yeah.
one of the things. Speaking to the other man who was a Democrat, I don't want to call him shill because we all support who we support.
Right.
Uh, he makes the mistake I see a lot of Democrats do where they assume all Hispanics are the one people. Like you insult a Puerto Rican and somehow a Mexican is offended or something like that. I grew up in Queens. I didn't see a white man until I went to college where I grew up. I think I was the only quote unquote, if you consider us Greeks, white in our area. Uh, there's no commonality other than language between one group of Hispanics and the other. So Democrats have this bad habit of just lumping everyone in. And I think black men, especially, if they do what the Arabs and Muslims are protesting voting in Michigan doing. I think black people through the black male vote have a opportunity to, for the first time in a long time, actually have a power base that is feared. Because I can't, as someone who comes from another country, I can't understand how black people just en masse vote for one party and get nothing from it. I never understood that. It was the most I couldn't figure it out. Why do they policy wise there's not that much difference between Republicans and Democrats, really. So maybe if black men protest vote for Trump by staying home or voting for Trump, maybe Democrats were like, "Oh my god, we have to start listening to these people who are quote unquote our base."
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm gonna just disagree with that.
Go ahead, Gabriel. Go ahead, Gabriel.
No, I wasn't trying to. I was even trying to lump all like Latinos together. I'm just saying like it was not even only the Puerto Rican joke that got people mad. It was a joke he made about like all Hispanics coming in like making babies and like come to America. He made some type of joke, and that's gotten not just Puerto Ricans mad, but like also like Mexicans and other Latinos, except for the
I
Cubans,
don't know how to I don't know how
because
to
the
answer
Cubans are all
that because
conservative, and that's
I
why you see
apologize. I
polling,
didn't
and
mean
now
to
you see
over.
polling in in Pennsylvania, the Latinos, they did, it was 64 for Kamala and 30% for Donald Trump, and Trump was actually closing in. But a lot of people, Hispanics in Pennsylvania, they were mad because of comments that Klan rally he had at Madison Square Garden.
There you go,
Um,
the Klan, like the Klan rally,
well,
that kind of.
it reminded me of a Klan rally in Madison
Well,
Square Garden.
listen,
That's the vibes I got over there.
growing up here in these neighborhoods, ethnic jokes is exactly how we talk to each other. Um,
Yeah,
uh, you know,
well, white people
it's.
wasn't saying it though. Well, white people wasn't saying it though. Like you
I
should
don't know
feel
what
some
that
type of
means.
way if white people are just disrespecting your people, and a lot of Hispanics do feel that way, and that's why they said, you know what, F Trump, we're gonna go for Kamala because at least she respects us.
You
Mm,
know, this I don't. Again, I don't think so. I think that's a stretch. I think people are more sophisticated. I think Hispanics are more sophisticated than that, and I think I know because where I grew up, I think I identify closer to Latinos than any other group because of how we were intermixed where I grew up. So I think I kind of know how they think and whatever, and they're just like anyone else, and like myself, they don't like line skippers. They don't like the illegal aliens. Have hurt. I lost my first. I grew up poor. I lost my first job to an illegal alien from Haiti, actually. I used to sell shoes in Manhattan at a shoe store down on Eighth Avenue. So I know that feeling. Like, well, why did I lose my job? They're making $1 less than me an hour or something. I needed this money to finance my way through through life. High school and college. So it's one of those things where I think Democrats think they can virtue signal. Oh, he says off-color jokes, or he's disrespecting migrants. But now they lump legal migrants with illegal migrants. And again, I'm not a Republican. I think, but Democrats have allowed this Trump opening to happen. I think he's the outstanding anti-establishment candidate. I can't. I don't think I can last. This country can last another 4 years of the establishment pretending everyone loves them. And they.
right, right. Yeah, thank you so much. I got to get some more calls, but thank you. Let's get this brother here. Kamala's fireman. Kamala's fireman.
Yes, yes. Uh, I'm boom for the couch tomorrow, most definitely.
Mm,
Well, later on today. Yeah, that's about it.
there you go. There you go. Juicy. Let me get Juicy in here. Juicy.
Peace and power, Tariq. Shout out to the descendants in the space. I'm here in Battleground, Georgia. Already casted my ballot last week. It was a heavily, all the polling places are filled with Democrat volunteers, and you can definitely feel that energy if they believe that you're not voting Democrat.
Mm,
Definitely. No, no greetings, no nothing. I had no Trump, because I'm not party specific. I'm policy only, since they're not neither side is putting any reparative legislation or laws or policies specifically to empower foundational Black Americans. I have to look at the next things on the priority list, right? So that's how I consider my vote. Um, you can bring your phones into the polling places, but they confiscated my phones, or told me I had to leave because I have a multimedia business, and I have multiple devices, and I wasn't filming, I wasn't doing anything, but I just felt like I was targeted. I don't know why. But anyway, I live in Cobb County. The gentleman was saying that he believed that Kamala is going to take Georgia. No, Georgia is red, will always be red. The same thing they did with Stacey Abrams. Stacey Abrams thought that she could win the state of Georgia, but with one city. That's not the case. And that's what I believe what Kamala's strategy was as well, was just to campaign in Atlanta only. And hopefully you get enough votes within the city to swing the whole state. And Georgia refused to allow that to happen again because of what happened last year. So I believe that Georgia will be the last and final say so on who wins the election overall. So
yes.
thanks.
Well, thank you so much, beloved. Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be very interesting at the end of the day. Let's get Xavier.
Yes, sir, Tariq. How you doing, man?
Hey,
Question.
good. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm going for Trump. I'm going for Trump this election, but I see a lot of What's your take on this whole like abortion thing? Because I see a lot of black men. They're kind of taking up for. They're trying to make an excuse. Well, oh, you should vote because Kamala's against abortion. What's your take on that?
No, Kamala's for abortion.
I mean, yeah, for abortion. My bad, for abortion. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's like the right to get rid of your kid. That's a weird flex. Yeah, that's a very weird flex. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're standing up for reproductive rights. It's the right to get rid of your kid. Yeah, black folks, hey, wake up. That's not the flex you think it is. Let's get Trinity Boy.
Hey, what's going on, Tariq? How
I'm
you
good,
doing?
brother. How are you?
Good, good. Yeah, I was I early voted last week. So I really don't like Kamala, but I just I threw it in. I prefer her over Trump.
Really, why so? Oh, you're Trinidadian, right?
Yeah, well, my mom's Trinidad. My dad's
Okay,
FBA.
okay. But you identify with that mom because your name is Trinity. You identify
Yeah,
you're a Trinidad.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Yeah, we go. I've been going every year over there since I was a
right.
kid.
So yeah,
So
that's
yeah.
your Kamala's your fellow immigrant. So
No, no, no. We're not claiming that, man. We're not. Nah, we're not claiming
oh
that.
no, yes it is. You want more of your cousins over here. She's gonna let so they can have accent too. You better think of you want some more of that. That's what you want.
Nah, I'm good, man. Yeah, I don't really fuck with Kamala, but with Trump, what he did on January 6th, I don't know. I consider like kind of like terrorism, man. Like, what they did to the Capitol and stuff with the white supremacists up there. I feel like that's a real threat.
Well, hey, it was not a threat to us, man. Not to, and none of that stuff bothered black people, foundational black Americans. Nothing they did really affected us negatively at all. You see, that's why I don't see with Kamala in office, all the negativity is going to fall on us. Everybody else is going to get protected, and we get the brunt of every damn thing under Kamala. If it's somebody else, everybody else they got to hold their own nuts. We don't get targeted. We ain't gonna be the main damn targets. Spread it all around. Kaylin, Miss Kaylin, hop in.
How's it going? Thank
Hey,
you for having me.
absolutely, Kaylin. Where you from, by the way, Kaylin?
I'm from Arizona.
There you go. How's it?
Let's fucking go. I hope we win it.
Yes, see. So how the
So
poll?
I'm a Trump supporter for sure.
Okay,
And we're gonna swing the state. But my three things are border.
mm-hmm.
The next one is international relations. And then also my third one is abortion rights. And I know I'm Republican, I'm conservative, and that's where I stand. Thank you for having me on.
All right, thank you so much. All right, that's a white woman. She's the whitest woman on the West Coast. Caitlin is very, very white. She's very white. She's probably baking some Rice Krispie treats right now. She's very, very white. Let's get our brother Solon in the building. Solon in the building. Solon, unmute your microphone, sir.
Hey, peace, Tariq, peace, peace.
How you?
I just
Go ahead.
good, good. How you living today? How you living? How
I'm
you
good.
living life?
Go ahead.
I voted for Cornell, like I said before in the previous space, but I'm gonna go for Trump. But my policies is pretty much Black America first policies. But
Yeah.
there's two things I kind of want to say as well. See if you ever did spaces on it. If I can ask.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, the first one was someone was talking about abortion. I think we need to really do a breakdown on pretty much the population control that Margaret Sanger tried to do, and actually succeeded with Black America as far as that eugenics or the racist eugenics agenda,
Right.
and then and then we also need to probably talk about how these white institutions really push Pan Africanism and Afrocentrism and to churn out these $5 Africans. So
Mm,
kind of similar to how these when the some of the white folks they paid $5 to become quote unquote Native Americans, they had to go to little Indian camps, and then that's how to learn about Native American culture, and that's how they became Native American. It's kind of similar way how they did with us, going to a lot of these white institutions and even HBCUs to churn out these $5 Africans.
yeah.
So
Yeah. It's heavy, man. It's heavy. Thank you so much for the call,
thank you.
bro.
Hi, I'm Mateo. Do you want to learn about hidden heroes? Hidden Heroes from A to Z is a cool book that tells the stories of amazing black heroes you might not know about. You'll meet inventors, you'll meet explorers, and leaders who changed the world. It's fun, inspiring, and you can learn so much. Get your copy now at hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Let's discover our hidden heroes together.